because imagery is energy that actually affects your biology. Mental imagery is energy that actually affects your biology. So even if you start to imagine yourself happy, you'll actually become happy. Even me saying that now, I went into imagining me being happy, and I started to feel happy because imagery is energy. All right. So all is internal state that is predicated on the images that you create. What is health? What is healthy? Actually, it's creating an image of you healthy. If you can't see it, then you really can't be it. And what I mean by see it, if you can't create the image, because a mental image that's created in your mind either drives you to it or to be congruent to it, or actually it draws things to that image. Amazing. So mental imagery is kind of like a magnet as well. So that's quite important for you to realize that all happiness is actually an image that you create. And if you continue to do that all the time, then that'll become a pattern. So happy people, the reason why they're happy most of the time, because they've created the images that have become patterned. That have become a pattern. And what deepens the impression of a mental image is the constant perception of that image. All right. So a lot of people who go through trauma in the past, and most of us have actually been and experienced trauma in the past. The thing is, because mental imagery is energy, when people are still in that image that happened in the past, they are not only empowering that image to grow stronger, and then now that's really taken over their state of mind. And now depression, so everything is imagery. When you're depressed, it's actually an image that is processing in your mind. So the kind of T.P.C formula regarding mental imagery is that mental images that pop into your mind, they begin to process in your mind and become your perception. Your perception determines your reality. And that image now, and a perception is really an image that's held within your mind. And when a mental image processes in your mind, the meaning for the word process means a series of actions taken until it comes to a particular end. And that's what the goal of an mental image is. So mental imagery as energy becomes now your perception, determining how you perceive life and now your reality. And that image becomes what you're going to project. So, and also image projection. So if you're around people who are negative, that image of negativity is in their mind that's processing and actually projecting from them. And if you go and walk into a room and everyone's projecting negative images, that's called image projection, you go, oh, this doesn't feel pretty. This doesn't feel lively or enthusiastic in this group of people, because the collective imagery of that group is negative. Go into a group of people, community share group or T.P.C mindset coaches, projecting positivity, so you feel uplifted. Wow, I feel great. It's a projection of imagery that's become, powerful because of the collective. Amen. So that's the power of imagery. And so what you imagine is what you visualize. So the T.P.C 4 Ps in regards to images, they process in the mind, become your perception, what you're going to project and what you're going to produce. What's confident? It's someone with an image of them achieving something. What's a belief? A belief really is someone with an image in their mind that they have accepted as real. That's what belief is. Belief, once again, is an image that, I now accept this image as my reality. It's so so a lot of people who are in say financial lack and poverty, it's because they don't have an image of them wealthy. A lot of people who eat, we'll get hungry. I just finished eating some toast at this time of night, which I don't normally do. But a lot of time because there's no image in their mind of them healthy. Imagery is energy. So in self-image is, well, your self-image to some degree determines everything. All right. So just remember the power of imagery. And that's why the T.P.C mindset conditioning tools, T.P.C 2D, which is you becoming the alarm system of your mind, learning how to detect negative mental images. Because if you don't, and they're running on autopilot, then you become a victim to images that are running on autopilot. In other words, although you want to succeed at something, well, you basically struggle to or can't because the image as energy is stopping you from achieving that. Okay, T.P.C 2D, detect and determine. Learn to be the alarm system of your mind, detecting and determining the outcome of mental images that are processing in your mind. Okay, and the other thing is T.P.C anchoring. When you get a great idea, if it's a good idea, it's really an image that popped into your mind that you can perceive as awareness. So anchor that. Anchoring that image is like, okay, keep that image in your perception and keep perceiving it, because what deepens the impression of a mental image is a consistent perception of. And then T.P.C imagery, T.P.C deep state, fantastic to do daily, like meditation. Meditation, the meaning for meditation means to become familiar with. So T.P.C deep state is you becoming familiar with the TMI, thoughts and mental images that are processing in your mind. So ultimately, when you realize that all happiness is creating the right images, that's it. And when people don't realize that it's all internal. A lot of people kind of know it's internal, but they don't realize the mechanisms and the importance of that, and then what's necessary. So what's necessary, firstly, is realization. A lot of people just don't realize, and they don't believe that it's internal. So this is the two main aspects, okay? Firstly, this one here is realizing where it all begins. It begins in your mind. Secondly, in the form of mental imagery. Okay, to be happy, what do you have to do? Create happy images. So when people watch negative stuff all the time, they're watching negative images. And those images eventually, then their whole perception becomes, negative. Everything is about whatever negative image that they have decided to perceive, so their whole life is more governed by that, and yet they live in beauty, paradise. So it doesn't matter where you are externally. What matters where you are internally. Okay, but just remember that it's really training and conditioning the words you say by utilizing these T.P.C tools are all about helping you condition your mind, because either you're conditioning your mind or your mind is conditioning you. Okay.